Welcome into Alicia's Corner. I am Chef Alicia, and over here we normally talk about health and wellness. And we also talk about everyday things. Today I am doing something different. I am actually talking on my other platform as well. So give me a moment while I share this this live. I'm trying to maximize my time because I've been very busy. So I am trying to do as much as I can one time and not have to rinse and repeat. So I am sending out some invites, giving some people a chance to come in. Welcome as you come in, and I will get started in just a few. I just have a few more to send out. Okay. So hopefully the people I've sent the invite to actually can see that I am live. But if not, I'm still going to go about my day. Today we're going to be talking about something different. It's still in line with health and wellness, okay? But it's not food related. Let me turn my computer around so you don't have to see that water cooler. Okay. So this is really going to be for the ladies today and some men, because I don't ever want to leave anybody out. But before you put another pack of braiding hair on your head, we need to talk about what's actually been found in the hair. Okay? If you see me looking to the side, I have notes that I took. So don't judge me. Now, many of you saw the Good Hair by Chris Rock. When I saw that movie in the early 2000s, I believe it was, I want to say 2009, but I'm not sure. That information did open me up, and it got me to thinking. Because in 2009, after seeing that movie, because he was sharing information, he was talking about stuff that I just wasn't aware of, and a lot of us wasn't aware of it at that time. We know more now than we did then. But after watching it, it was hard for me to go back to relaxers. So I've been natural since 2009, and I attribute it to watching Good Hair. Just like many of you watched it as well. So here's the part that surprised me. So today, this conversation isn't going to be limited to cheap synthetic hair. Research has been found concerning chemicals and contaminants in synthetic hair. I have glasses on, but don't mean I can always see what I'm doing. Let me see if I can position this a little differently so I'm not straining as much. And I have my tea. Okay, so chemicals and contaminants in synthetic hair, plant-based hair, and also some human hair products. Do you know what they actually found? They found lead, arsenic, cadmium, benzene, methylene chloride, acetone, toluene, and forgive me if I'm mispronouncing some of these words, xylenes, palates, flame retarding chemicals, and various dyes and other chemical treatments. So when we are talking about chemicals in braiding hair, we're not talking about one ingredient. We're talking about several ingredients, several different categories of chemicals and contaminants. So I'm going to talk about the most harmful chemicals, right? So if you want to take a second and get a pen and paper while I take a sip of my tea. So lead, and this one deserves a lot of attention, okay? Consumer Reports in 2026 testing found lead in 29 of the 30 braiding hair products tested. That's a lot. That's a lot. And here's something that may surprise people. The 9 human hair products they tested had significantly higher lead levels than the other categories. So you would think that the synthetic would be more harmful than the actual human hair. So simply saying I'll buy human hair because it's natural doesn't automatically guarantee that the finished product is free from contaminants. Human hair can be dyed, bleached, conditioned, disinfected, coated, or otherwise processed before it ever reaches the beauty supply store. So I want y'all to keep that in mind when you go out and buy the human hair. Keep that in mind. Welcome in, welcome in. Remember I'm on 2 different platforms today. When you come in, heart me for the day at the top. Share the live so more people can get this information and tap the screen. Also help me reach my goal by giving me whatever you want. The next chemical we're going to talk about is benzene. It's known as a human carcinogen. The Consumer Report original testing of 10 synthetic braiding hair products, benzene was detected in 3 of those products. 3 of them. That does not mean wear braids and you're going to get cancer. I'm not saying that. that's too strong and it isn't what the research proves. What it does mean is a known carcinogen has been detected in some products that people may wear against their scalp and skin for weeks. And that's something consumers deserve to know. Because think about it. Some of us wear braids for a month or 2 months. And although there's the dry shampoo we could put in our scalp and there's ways you can rinse your scalp gently, how many people actually do that? Some people don't even do that. They don't ever rinse their scalp. I know for years, I didn't even know you can do that. I didn't know that that was a thing. So, how many other people are wearing braids and different artificial hairstyles and not rinsing their scalp? So all of those chemicals is just there for all that time. The next one, methylene chloride, also called, now I know I'm gonna mess this word up, dichloromethane, has been detected. It's another chemical of concern because of its toxicity and carcinogenic potential. Again, the important distinction is finding a hazardous chemical is not the same thing as providing that wearing the product will cause a particular disease. That the concern is unnecessary exposure. So you shouldn't, your scalp, your hair, your skin shouldn't be exposed to these different chemicals and contaminants. Okay? Now, when you're young, you don't really pay attention to it. Well, I shouldn't say that because now young people are getting with it. Sometimes when you're young, let me preface that. Sometimes when you're young, you don't always take things as serious as you do as you get older. Okay? As you get older, you start to really think about some things. You start to mature. Okay? So that's what I meant by that. So no offense to none of my young people. VOCs, VOCs, volatile organic compounds. These are volatile organic compounds. These are chemicals that can enter the air. Testing found VOCs such as acetone, benzene, toluene, ethylbenzene, xylenes, methylene chloride. That's what testing found. And they can be associated with such thing as your eye, your nose, your throat irritation, headaches, dizziness, nausea, respiratory irritation. The health effects depend on which chemical, how much you're exposed to, and how long you're exposed. Now, I personally didn't have a reaction to any of these chemicals, but I know people who has, and they never attribute it to their hair. They would attribute it to maybe something they were wearing, maybe the detergent in their clothes, maybe, that they washed their clothes, and maybe the perfume or oils that they had on their skin, but they never thought about the hair. So I think that's interesting. We put, and then when we put heat on the hair, this is something I really want people to think about. Because how many times have you hot curled your weave? How many times have you dipped your braids into water? When braiders finish braids, they sometimes, like I said, dip the ends in very hot or boiling water. Consumer Reports specifically tested emissions from synthetic braiding hair when heated to boiling water temperatures and detected VOC emissions. So ventilation matters. Don't intentionally breathe fumes coming from heated synthetic hair. If you're doing hair professionally all day, your potential exposure is also different from someone who gets hair braided occasionally. So, um, if you are surrounded in a beauty salon or a salon, and just like when you get your nails done, you notice that people are wearing masks. They're not just wearing masks for diseases. They're wearing masks, I believe, for all the fumes and different things that they're around. So be very careful. You know, this information isn't to scare anybody. This information, I'm providing you with information that could save your life or possibly someone else's that you know. So this is information that we should, arm ourselves with. And I do welcome again when you come in, please tap the screen and share the live so other people can know about this. Because whether sometimes we may know something, but there's always somebody out there who does not know or not aware of what's really going on. Now I know I'm not saying this word right. PHTH. I'll spell it. PHTHALATES. And flame retardants. A 2026 laboratory study examining hair extensions found numerous chemicals of concern across different hair materials. So, researchers found chemicals associated with plasticizers such as that word I couldn't pronounce, flame retardants, dyes and pigments, pesticides, waterproofing treatments, antimicrobial treatments, other manufacturing chemicals. Some chemicals in these categories are being studied because of potential effects involving hormones, reproduction, development, and other systems. So think about it. Why would they need to put all those chemicals into the hair that people are putting on their head? What's really going on? If you're not curious about this, if this doesn't concern you, I'm concerned for you if this doesn't concern you. Because if you're wearing this stuff, or you know people who are wearing this stuff, and you're not concerned, you're not affected by this information, I don't know. And hazard does not automatically equal disease. The exposure level is what really matters. But people say, but I use human hair. Human hair deserves its own conversation. Something being labeled 100% human hair tells you what the fiber originated from. It does not necessarily tell you everything that happened to that hair afterward. So the hair may be human when it was brought to wherever the site, but what they did to it afterwards, your guess is as good as mine. Hair may have been collected, sorted, hey Netta, cleaned, disinfected, bleached, dyed, textured, conditioned, coated, treated for pests or microorganisms. So research even detected a pesticide in one raw human hair sample. That doesn't mean every human hair product contains pesticides. It demonstrates why human doesn't automatically mean chemical free. So just because you're buying human hair when you get your braids done, or your weave done or whatever style you're getting done doesn't necessarily mean you're getting stuff that's going to be chemical free. Okay, it just means that it's human. And you ask yourself questions. Why does my scalp itch after braids? Some people experience severe itching, burning, redness, rash, bumps, flaking, irritation around the neck, ears, or hairline. Now, I've experienced that. So when I get my hair done, not so much when I was in Georgia, but when I was in Texas, I don't know what brand it is, but one of the brands that my friend was using, it made my neck itch. It irritated my skin to where I didn't want to use that product again. So I knew I didn't have to know that the product had, I didn't have to know all the contaminants and chemicals that were in that product. I just knew that that product had something going on because it was making me itch. And how many times did you get your hair braided? And when you don't have braids, your scalp does not itch the way that it does when you get braids. Your scalp itch like it's like you're going crazy because it's itching so bad. So that's something to consider. Now that we know, we didn't know before, but we know now. It's the chemicals. And I remember when my mother first started getting my daughter's hair braided. I'm old fashioned, and I thought it was too young for a 3-year-old to get her hair in box braids. I mean, she looked cute afterwards, but I just had a problem with that. I mean, she's 35 now, but I had a problem with a 3-year-old getting their hair braided with artificial hair at that time. And I noticed that when I would get her hair braided, her scalp, now she already had eczema on her stomach. And then in her scalp, I noticed she started getting like psoriasis. And I never linked, and you know what? I never thought about it until I'm talking about it now. I just thought that because she had eczema, that she just had psoriasis in her scalp, not realizing that hair could have been messing up her scalp. Because what did I just say? Severe itching, burning, redness, rash, bumps, flaking. She had a lot of flaking, crusty flaking. So sometimes when you notice stuff, you may not know what it's called, you may not know what's going on, but recognize the signs. And don't forget, I'm on 2 platforms today, so if you see me looking, that's what's going on. I want to make sure I'm giving time and attention to both. So there are documented cases of irritant contact dermatitis associated with synthetic extensions. What I just say, that's what I'm saying, because that's what it was diagnosed as. Researchers have also identified potential allergens associated with synthetic hair, including acrylics and dispersed dyes. Now, so if your scalp starts screaming after you install the hair, don't automatically assume braids just itch. Your skin may actually be reacting to something. Now, when we get our hair braided, we don't, hey Riri, we don't necessarily use human hair. We normally use synthetic hair when we get our hair braided. So for my daughter to have that reaction, and now I'm reading it, I know that this is not fluff because I actually experienced it with my daughter. What you should do, and this is what my friend started doing with my hair and her daughter's hair. You should wash your braiding hair before using it. Pre-washing may help reduce surface residue and irritation, but don't present washing as it removes every hazardous chemical. because it doesn't. It helps. It helps, but it's no guarantee that it's going to remove all the chemicals. Just like when you buy a conventional apple. Conventional apple is what you go to the store and it's not organic. So you could take that apple home and you can wash it with whatever wash you may have. And it may get rid of the residuals, the surface. But if that apple has been sprayed from a seed, the pesticide is growing in there. So some things you can't completely do away with. So this is what it's saying, equivalent. Like I said, pre-washing may reduce surface irritants. It doesn't magically detox the hair. And also, washing cannot guarantee removal of things like heavy metals or chemicals incorporated into the fibers itself. So keep that in mind. Other ways to reduce exposure. If you're going to continue wearing extensions, which a lot of us will, let's just keep it a beam. A lot of us will, all right? That's what we do. You're going to continue to wear them, so consider pre-washing, rinsing the hair before installation, and rinsing thoroughly. Now, you're not doing a heavy washing, and it does not take a long time. It does not take a long time to lay that hair into some gentle shampoo, right? And just swish it around a little bit and then rinse it the same way. Because even when I wash my wigs. I don't just wash the human hair, I wash the synthetics as well. So you just put like some baby shampoo or some of your natural shampoo that's like really delicate, and put a little bit in the water, and you just swish that wig or that hair around, just swish it gently, let the water out, and then fill the sink up with clear, fresh water, and then rinse it, right? Gently. You don't want to be rough, because with the braiding hair, you don't want it to tangle, okay? So with braiding hair, you know how when the braiding hair comes in that long, don't untangle it, don't unravel it. If you can like keep it together and just rinse it like that. That way when you cut it to like lay it flat to dry, or those clothes liners. I still use mine. When you wash your clothes and you don't want to put it in the dryer, it tall and it folds like this, and you put your clothes on. I know when I used to get my hair braided years ago, the lady that did my hair, she would have pieces of hair just hanging off of that. So when she's braiding the tree braids, she's just pulling. It's all laid out. So you could actually dry the hair that way too. Allow it to dry completely. Work in a well-ventilated area, particularly when heat or boiling water is involved. Don't ignore burning, itching, swelling, or persistent rashes. If you repeatedly react to a particular product, stop using it. And that's why I stopped using that hair. Look for manufacturers that disclose more information about their materials and processing. Sometimes when they do disclose it, sometimes those brands may be a little more, but I would rather pay now than pay later. Okay? The people that are disclosing what's in it, I think I would trust those brands a little more than the brands that's actually trying to hide it, because all they're trying to do is sell it. They don't really care what happens to you once you buy it. Let's see. Don't assume hyperallergenic, natural, plant-based, or human hair automatically means chemical-free, because it doesn't. Avoid keeping irritating hair against your skin just because you paid good money for the hairstyle. Your scalp is worth more than the install. Because here's the thing, I'd rather be out $100 for hair I might have paid for, and now I got scalp issues for the rest of my life. That may cost way more money to even treat it. So pay attention to that. Now, this is also about the braider. Think about your stylist. You might get braids every couple of months. A professional braider may handle this hair every day. She's opening packages, handling fibers, cutting them, heating them, and potentially breathing whatever becomes airborne. So, occupational exposure deserves attention too. So that's why I think if you are in a shop, whether it be a nail shop, hair shop, any environment where you're breathing chemicals or potential hazards, you should have a mask on. You should have your face covered so you're not inhaling and breathing. And really, if you can get away with not touching, if you can wear gloves, that'll be great too.
What are you doing home so early?
Hey there.
I've been all over the damn place.
Oh, wow.
Came out of damn Atlanta.
Oh,
Ned, I brought you up. I didn't realize you were there, but I muted you. I don't know if you meant to come up. Um, the biggest message isn't never wear braids again. Women deserve to know what's in products we're wearing directly against our bodies. We ask what's in our food, some of us. We read ingredients in skincare, some of us. We question what's in our makeup, some of us. Why shouldn't we ask what's in the hair sitting against our scalp, neck, and face for 4 to 6 to 8 weeks? I don't think we ask enough questions, to be honest with you.
that is so true. We always worrying about the food and the skincare. We should ask about the weave. Absolutely, because it stay on our head for so long and right up against our skin.
Now, you were in the hair industry, so talk about it.
What you want me to talk about?
There's people here listening. They might not have come in the room, but they're listening. I'm on my other platform as well, so they can hear. People need to know the truth about what they're putting in their hair. So you being a stylist, I don't know if you consider yourself a former stylist, because you still do your daughter's hair. So you have information that a person who does not do hair professionally wouldn't necessarily have, right?
Well, maybe, maybe not. But as far as the weave and everything, I do know of some stylists that has, I know one for sure. I know her personally. She has a lot of allergies against the hair, the weave, even if it's the human hair, because there's chemicals in it. They soak it in chemicals. So there is a lot of chemicals, and we definitely should be concerned. And I heard you speaking about your 3-year-old daughter getting box braids. That is something to be concerned about too, because I know braiding hair is very popular right now, and we don't know what that hair has been treated with. So we should really be cautious when it comes to putting it in young children's hair. Absolutely.
Yeah, and like I said, when she started having, because I told you recently how she had psoriasis, and I never thought about until I got this information. I never thought I never put the two together. I never knew that there was a correlation, or there could be a correlation between her scalp irritations with the artificial synthetic hair that was used for those braids. I never thought about it until I got this information. So perhaps she would not have had psoriasis, but I'll never know because that hair was introduced at a young age. And like I said, when my mother first did it, I was feeling some kind of way about it. I was no way a 3-year-old need to have box braids.
I know,
No
right?
way a 3-year-old needs that. I mean, she had her own hair. There was so many different styles I could have did, or somebody could have did with her own hair. She didn't
Mm-hmm.
need extensions. Now
Right.
she did look really cute, but
Yeah.
what damage could that have done to her scalp?
Mm-hmm. Quite a bit, especially if she already was experiencing some skin irritation from having eczema.
And I just chalked it up to, okay, well, she has eczema on her stomach. She just has an irritation to her scalp, not even realizing. Um, Welcome, Cheryl, Shay Shay. Not even realizing she could have had irritations from the synthetic braiding hair.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Um, all I know is when I put that hair, when I put that certain kind of hair, when my friend did my hair, I couldn't take it. I couldn't wait for that hair. Matter of fact, I start cutting it. Because it was long. I start cutting it so that when I put it up in a ponytail, it didn't touch my neck because it was irritating me. And I made sure I did not buy that again
Right.
because I knew something was going on. I didn't know all what I just read at the time, but I knew something was going on with that hair. And I'm glad I got this information because I would assume hyperallergenic, plant-based, natural. I would have assumed that surely those hairs should be safe. But no, not
Right.
necessarily.
Nope,
Because
not at all.
the hair itself is natural. But once you give that hair, um, for example, in India, they do that ritual for religious purposes. They cut their hair and they give it to organizations. They don't really know what goes on with that hair once the organization get it. So that was natural hair, free of chemicals, right? But once you give it to whoever you're giving it to, you don't know what they're doing with it.
Yeah, they have to treat it to preserve it. So yeah, it goes through a lot of chemicals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think if it was just one chemical to preserve it, I don't think it would be as bad. But all of these chemicals that I mentioned, oh, that's a problem. That's a problem because there's no reason for all these chemicals to be in nobody's hair. It's crazy. It's crazy. And like I said, when I watch Good Hair, I know I went natural in 2009 after Good Hair. So I'm thinking Good Hair came out in 2009. I could be wrong. All I know is after I saw Good Hair, it got me to thinking. And I don't know how long after I went natural, but I did go natural in 2009. So whatever year Good Hair came out, I watched it and I went natural in 2009. And I ain't never turned back. I never looked back. I don't put nothing, I don't put chemicals in my hair. Um, Now, I did find out recently that Beijing, the dye I was using, although it's less chemicals than some other brands, it still has that PPD or whatever in it. So, and I wouldn't even known anything about that PPD. I was reading a post from one of my work friends from years ago. She put on it 4 years ago, and you know how it comes up in memory. She mentioned she showed pictures of how she stopped using the dye because she showed her face, her eyes was bloated, her face was swollen. She had a reaction. So I reached out and I was like, I'm so glad you're feeling better. And I was asking her, did you use the Beijing? Because I heard that's natural. And she said it was the Beijing that she used that caused it. So when this is over, because I only dye my hair maybe twice a year, 3 times a year, something like that. But my assistant already helped me with a truly natural, a natural hair product that has henna. Now there's different kinds of henna because I was told that henna is like shoe polish, okay? But there is a natural henna. I don't have the name in front of me, but this product has henna and it has indigo with it. And it's actually chemical free. So that's what I'll be using when it's time to dye my hair again. So no, I'm not ready to embrace my gray hair. I'm not. Hey Cheryl, hey Shay.
Alicia, how are you, my sister?
Hey, I am blessed and highly favored. Things are looking up.
Love to hear it.
Are you still in Florida?
Yeah, I gotta let you see my background.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
Can you see it?
Yeah, it's beautiful. I see you over there showing off.
Yeah, we go to Crab Island later today. We're supposed to have done a dolphin cruise yesterday, but it ended up storm. And of course, summer storms go when it comes to beaches, but this one was prolonged.
And then
More,
you're in Florida too, because Florida is notorious for hurricanes.
yeah. So, but these were just thunderstorms and whatnot. So, and plus, this is my first time coming to Destin. Destin, is more not necessarily inland. It's not inland, but it's closer to it's closer to Mississippi and Alabama. We're really Alabama because it's right there at the end of Mobile. But
Okay.
anyway, it is so beautiful. It's my first time coming to this part,
I
but
think I
it's
went I think I went once when I had I don't want to say timeshare because it wasn't set up like a timeshare. I always call it my vacation club. I had to when I had my house, I had my homeowners association fee for the house, and I also had a homeowners association fee for that, whatever you call it, vacation club, timeshare. And Destin was one of the places, that was one of the resorts was in Destin. I think I went, but that was so long ago, I can't remember, but I do know it was beautiful. And I
these
know you
ones
having
were
a good time. I would have
yeah.
loved to see dolphins. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Now I told James, I was like, because normally when we come, the times I've come to Florida, girl, we're driving 10, 11, 12 hours out to get to the Miamis and the Daytona beaches and the Kissimmee and all of that good stuff. Moreover, with Destin is only like 5 hours from us. So
Okay.
it wasn't that long of a drive, but I'm gonna be honest, girl. Just waking up in the morning and to just pull the door back and to hear this sound, girl. I promise you, I'm like, I believe I'm supposed to be living near water. I cannot tell you what this has done for my nervous system. And just when I'm like, I know this is his birthday. I get it, but this has been so great for me. Of course, I still had to work, and he knew that I did a lot of stuff ahead of time and got a lot of things out of the way so we could still do a lot of things. And I'm so grateful I did that. But 2 meetings I couldn't hold off because I knew about them a month out. But anyway, those meetings actually went way better than what they were because my nervous system I ain't gonna lie, girl, it's just been a lot for that. I can't tell you what it has been doing to my body and for my body. but I do know for a fact it's been doing some
Welcome in,
stuff.
welcome in. Don't forget, Heart Me for the Day. If you're part of my team, also you want to tap the screen and share the live. I'm only going to be on here for another hour because thank you so much. I do have things to do. Got things to do. All right.
Yeah. And I missed your YouTube live. I'm sorry about that. I had hopped on, but girl, I was catching Z's. How did that go Tuesday?
Oh, it went well. It did. It went well. And I decided that day with the people that came, we decided that Sunday night at 8 o'clock Eastern time would be the day that I'm gonna go
Oh,
live.
that'll be a good. Oh, that'll be great. Sundays, so 8 Eastern will be 7 Central for me. That's great.
Yeah,
That's
because I
really
didn't
good
want
to
I
get
didn't
on
want to
something else.
I didn't want to do you are showing out at Takar. You know what? You deserve this. Showing out over there. Thank you so much. So I didn't want to do anything that would interfere with our Sunday service and Wednesday service, you know. Now, I don't know how much you heard, Cheryl and Netta. I don't know how much y'all heard, but did you hear all the chemicals that I mentioned that's in the artificial hair?
I heard the last part of what you were saying.
Okay. So a lot of times we think that when we buy human hair, plant-based hair, hyperallergenic hair, natural hair, we're thinking that it is chemical-free, but that's not the case. Research, the testing has identified lead, arsenic, cadmium, benzene, methylene chloride, acetone, toluene, I'm not pronouncing some of these right, xylenes, phthalate, flame retardant, just various dyes and chemical treatments. So why does anybody, hey Fluffy Diva, hey sis, thank you for showing up for me. Why do we need these chemicals in our hair? We don't need these chemicals in our hair. I was telling Netta that when my daughter was 3, now she had eczema on her stomach, but when she was 3, my mother started getting her hair done in block braids. Now, I thought that was too much. I didn't think a 3-year-old needed. I'm old fashioned, I'm sorry. I didn't think a 3-year-old needed block braids like I'm wearing, because there should be some distinction between the mama and the daughter. That's just my opinion. So when she would get the extensions, over time she developed psoriasis, like flaky scalp. So I thought because she had eczema on her stomach that she was just gonna have skin issues. I didn't think nothing of it. But reading the information that I just read, that's a correlation between her scalp and the artificial hair that my mother was using. Because when you braid your hair, a lot of times you're not using human hair, you're using synthetic. Because you're braiding it. So it's a chance that she might not have psoriasis. It's a chance that the artificial hair that she was using, caused those issues. And I never thought about it till now. I mean, she's 35 now, so I'm sure she doesn't have those issues because, she does her own hair. But actually, I saw less of a problem when I stopped getting the braids and stuff in her hair. So as she got older, I stopped using it as much. And I did notice that her scalp was a little better.
Gotcha.
But like I said, I'm putting this together right here as I sit here. I wasn't putting this together while it was happening because I didn't know. But I'm telling you, that good hair that Chris Rock documentary, that opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. And I don't know what year it came out. I know I went natural in 2009, and I never looked back. I never looked back.
Yeah, and you know they
Now,
say I read a lot where it's because of course I wear a lot of units. I do, and I definitely had to get into the habit of I don't care how good the unit, how bad, wherever you get it from. I don't care how expensive or how well your vendor is, but you must get into a practice of what, like literally thoroughly washing and sanitizing the hair as soon as or before you wear it. One of my, I actually brought it with me. I have like this, and it's a favorite of mine. I have this hat wig, so it's very convenient. It's a baseball cap.
oh, I got them too, girl. I
You
got
got
them
one too
too.
with the braid.
Yes,
And let
yes.
me tell you something. I read the reviews. I will read hundreds of reviews before I purchase anything. I just do. But one of the things I saw where a lot of like almost 100% of the reviews said that it itched so bad when they bought it. And no lie, when I bought it and I didn't put it directly, well, I did. I didn't put it directly on my scalp or on my hair. Of course, I put like it was like a dome cap. It wasn't even a stocking cap. It was a dome cap. But I don't even think I put it on my head, but it touched my skin. Girl, it was as if like something was burned. Like forget itching. I was like, this ain't even itching. This is like, I promise you, I can just sum it up and say like chemical. It's like, this is a mess. And so I literally, it's like whatever shampoos, alcohol, whatever I could find in my cabinet, like I had to wash it. Oh, when I say I had to wash it. And then I let it sit in conditioner for like an hour or so just to bring some softness to it. But it was horrible. Like, forget saying it was itching. Forget saying it was itching. It was like, I could say almost burning. I was like, what in the world?
Now I'm gonna address that, and also Michelle's, and also I think it was Michelle's. Uh, I'm gonna give y'all some information, Michelle's and Shay. I'm gonna read this. I'm not gonna read it completely from the beginning, but while I'm reading this, please, y'all, while you're here, tap the screen, because once you tap it, you guys know when you tap the screen, that lets TikTok know that we have engagement, and they'll send more people over. And you know they be violating me for everything, restricting me, so I need all the help. Don't share the live. But I'm gonna give you some information, Michelle's, because that's a fallacy about that hyperallergenic. And let me tell you, I'm gonna read this to you, and there's already research out here to prove it's gonna back up what I'm saying. So I already told you about the chemicals that's found in it, right? Now, lead. The 9 human hair products they tested had significantly higher lead levels than other categories. So when you say I'll buy human hair because it's natural, it doesn't automatically guarantee that the finished product is free of contaminants. Benzene is also known as a human carcinogen. Consumer Reports originally tested 10 synthetic braiding hair products, and benzene was detected in 3. When you wear braids and it's not saying when you wear braids you're going to get cancer. What we're saying is that's too many. It shouldn't be. That shouldn't be. That's a known carcinogen, and it's been detected in some products that people may wear against their scalp and skin for weeks. And that's something you should know about, because that's a chemical that should not be in your hair. Methylene chloride is another chemical of concern because of the toxicity and carcinogenic potential. Finding a hazardous chemical is not the same as proving that wearing the product will cause a particular disease, but the concern is unnecessary exposure. VOX, which is volatile organic compounds. Testing has found acetone, benzene, toluene, xylazine, xylenes, methylene chloride. And these are associated with things such as your eyes, nose, throat irritation, headaches, dizziness, nausea, respiratory irritation. I'm getting to it though. I'm getting to it. The health effects depend on which chemical, how much you're exposed to, and how long you're exposed. Okay, when we put heat on the hair, how we dip our braids in the water, the boiling water or the hot water, Consumer Reports specifically tested emissions from synthetic braiding hair when heat to boiling water temperatures, and it detected those VOC emissions. Those VOC emissions are those chemicals I just talked about. So ventilation matters. People say, but I use human hair. Sometimes something being labeled 100% human tells you the fiber originated, where the fiber originated from. It does not necessarily tell you everything that happened after the hair was, after it was collected. So hair may have been collected, sorted, cleaned, disinfected, bleached, dyed, textured, conditioned, coated, treated for pests or microorganisms. Researchers even detected a pesticide in one raw human hair sample. That doesn't mean every human hair product contains pesticides. It demonstrates why human doesn't automatically mean chemical free. Now, why does my scalp itch after braids? Severe itching, burning, redness, rash, bumps, flaking, irritation around the neck, ear, and hairline. There are documented cases of irritant contact dermatitis, which was my daughter had, associated with synthetic extensions. Researchers have also identified potential allergens associated with synthetic hair, including acrylics and dispersed dyes. So if your scalp starts screaming after you install your hair, don't automatically assume braids just itch. Should I braid hair before using it? Should I wash hair before using it? Yes. Pre-washing may help reduce surface residue and irritation, but it does not remove every hazardous chemical. A common method people use for synthetic braiding hair, they place the hair in a basin, use plenty of water, some stylists dilute the apple cider vinegar rinse to help neutralize irritating alkaline surface residue. Rinse the hair thoroughly with clean water. Allow it to completely dry before installing it. But washing cannot guarantee removing of things like heavy metals or chemicals incorporated into the fibers itself. So, pre-washing may reduce surface irritants. It doesn't magically detox the hair. Other ways to reduce exposure. If you're going to continue wearing extensions, which you know we are, consider pre-washing the hair before installation. Rinse thoroughly, allow it to dry, work in a well-ventilated area, especially if you're boiling the water involved and dipping the hair. Don't ignore burning, itching, swelling, or persistent rashes. If you repeatedly react to a particular hair product, stop using it. That's what I did when that hair kept hitting my neck and it was itching me. Look for manufacturers that disclose more information about their materials and processing. Don't assume hyperallergenic, natural, plant-based, or human hair automatically means chemical-free. Avoid keeping hair against your skin just because you pay good money for the hairstyle. Your scalp is worth more than the install. So, when you have brands that don't want to disclose what's in, what ingredients or chemicals is in it, those are the ones we need to steer clear of. Now, the brands that does disclose the chemicals or whatever is in it, sometimes they cost a little more. But after hearing what I read and what I found out, I think it's worth it. I think you knowing what's in it is better than you having problems later on, because some of the problems you have don't always come right away. It don't always happen right away. especially if you are stylist and you handling this stuff on a regular basis. Start wearing a mask. Wait a minute. Wear a mask or either wear gloves because you're not just inhaling, but you're also touching. So that's something to consider. Because those are chemicals. And just like you don't want to inhale them, you also don't want to touch them. So if you're a hairstylist and you work with chemicals, if you're not doing it, I would start. The biggest message isn't never wear braids again. We deserve to know what's in our products that we're wearing directly against our bodies.
Absolutely.
And one of the questions I said, which I know a lot of people don't, but we ask what's in our food, some of us. We read ingredients in skincare, some of us. We question what's in our makeup, some of us. So why shouldn't we ask what's in our hair sitting against our scalp, neck, face, or for 4 to 6 to 8 weeks? So when you buy that hyperallergenic hair, now if it lists the ingredients and you've researched it, fine. But and your brand may be good. But all I'm saying is don't assume because it says hyperallergenic that it's chemical free. Look to see if it lists the chemicals. Because if it's saying it's hyperallergenic and it's all these different things, why wouldn't they tell us what's in it?
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. What's my girl name? I'm getting to you, Miss Shells. Miss Shells. Yeah, so that's all I'm saying. So when you get that hair next time, if you haven't already done it, make sure it's nothing in it because problems don't always happen. You don't always get a reaction right away. I don't know if you were here, Miss Shells, when I said my coworker from years ago, she was wearing dye, Beijing, which is something that I use, which I won't be using after this. She was using Beijing dye and never had a problem until she did. It's got that PPD or something in it, and although it has less chemicals than regular dyes, it still has chemicals, which I didn't even realize. But she had a reaction. She showed pictures on her FB page where her eyes were swollen, her face was swollen. Yeah, she had and her scalp was messed up. So it took a little bit before she got back to normal. That's all I had to hear. See, I ain't one of them people to say, well, that's her. I ain't one of them people. All I have to know is it happened to you. So now I know how to safeguard myself. I don't need it to happen to me to believe it. I saw it happen to her. And then she used the same product that I said I'm using. That's all I needed to know. You ain't got to worry about it. My assistant already got me straight with a new product, and it's natural. So yeah. But anyway, so knowing what you just heard me say, knowing what you know, are you going to start washing your braiding hair before you install it? And did you know human hair could contain contaminants too?
Absolutely. You know what this reminds me of too, Alicia?
What?
This same hair, all of these chemicals with hair, and maybe you did a live on it before, and I'm not changing the conversation. I'm not. This is your conversation. But it also reminds me of the same with the chemicals and like with the clothes with Shein and Amazon and all of that, all of the same type of chemicals. And I wonder if there's some type of correlation between the type of, or however I don't know if it's a preservative. I know that's hair is hair, but I don't know.
Well, it's good that you brought that up because that's a good point, Shay Shay. That's what I'm gonna call you from now on, Shay Shay. Because I got two. I got Shay and I got Cheryl. So I'm gonna call her Shay and you're gonna be Shay Shay.
Okay.
That's gonna be your new name. I don't know if you like it or not.
Baby, that look, Alicia, look, I pick up where you look, I pick up what you put down, and I know I follow you
Okay.
well, baby.
So you're making a good point. You know why? Years ago, I saw this lady. So before I started working for Georgia Power, I needed something to come in. So somebody told me about this lady who needed just help, like cleaning. I ain't never cleaned for nobody, you know. But I wasn't in this. I had just moved to Georgia, didn't really know nobody, so I wasn't in no situation to turn my nose down because money is money, right? I noticed when she went, and she was a YT lady, right? I noticed when she went to the store, when she bought clothes or when she bought stuff, she did not just put it on. She washed it first. So I'm thinking, why is she washing them clothes? They new. They brand new. Now she sold a lot. She sold a lot. So one day I did ask her, and she said she washes the clothes because although they're new, she washes them first because they have chemicals. And she don't know what else is in the fiber, the material. So when I saw her do that, I started doing it. I started doing it. Now, since I've been here, since I don't have my washer and dryer, I have to admit I have been getting my clothes and stuff from my place, and I just been wearing it. I didn't wash it first, but that was a practice that I did pick up from her. I did start washing my clothes first because I do believe there's a correlation. I do believe that it may not be all of those chemicals, but I do believe some of those chemicals that's in the hair may be in our clothes. I do believe it. Now, I don't have no research. I didn't ask my assistant because, she's smarter than me sometimes when she's not getting her news from the wrong sources. But
Look, like they say, every therapist need a therapist. Look, every assistant needs an assistant. So, child, that's why I use who is it? I'll go to Claude and Gemini too, just to run an alignment check, just to make sure all So I get it, But that does, now that you have mentioned all of this, Alicia, it makes you wonder. But that's something too. Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm a thrifter. I love to go to consignment shops. I'll go to some antique malls and stuff too, but now it just kind of depends. A lot of times I go to an antique shop, even if I don't buy anything, I just like to go. Maybe it's just kind of nostalgic for me to be in there and maybe it's like a museum, to be honest. I may not buy anything, but just to be in there, just to kind of look and get that old feel. Because the way we were brought up, my mom had 6 of us, and she was 40. She was widowed at 40. So, but I just like to go in those shops. Even yesterday we went to a thrift shop and we went to a Goodwill. I found a few things at Goodwill, a few things. Some of the things I bought a few things, but whether it some of the stuff was brand new, or even if I went to an actual store, it could be Dillard's, it could be Nordstrom's. I don't care where it is. I'm gonna wash it.
yeah,
Because yet and still, people try clothes, people try things on, hang it in the store. Even if it does not matter.
it
I'm
don't.
learning that it does.
Yeah.
It don't matter. You don't know where things have been. You just don't know. And it gets to the point where I'm like, if I'm gonna be so cautious of where I'm gonna get things from, I may say, well, you know what, I'm just gonna start making it myself. Well, if that's the case, I'm gonna have to go and harvest my own cotton and blend my own cotton. Literally start with the cotton boll and start with that inception if I'm gonna get that particular. I'm gonna go to the fabric store. I don't know if somebody is in the fabric store, doing a seance over the fabric. You just really don't know. Like, I'm not gonna live under that much fear and under that much whatever, but I am going to be cautious, wash my stuff, and and take precautionary measures, whether it's new, secondhand, or whatever. I just am.
Netta and Shay Shay,
Uh-huh.
do me a favor, uh, and Fluffy Diva, if you still here, Fluffy Diva, go to my bio and to my YT. Y'all go over to my YT page and put some comments if y'all can. Welcome, Darlene.
Could you still hear me, Alicia?
Uh-uh.
You can't hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, because I was seeing if I could still go in the background. You know what? All my computers in front. Let me see. You said leave some comments.
Just leave some comments so that when people come and look, um, you know, because I'm on 2 platforms. They don't see what's on this side. They only see what's on that side. Because I think I'm only going to be on here until, I think I'm only going to be on here till like 3 o'clock. Okay, so let me, all right.
So you have 2 different devices going?
Yeah, so right now, like when I'm working or when I have an income, more of an income, steady income coming in, I normally pay for like StreamYard and Zoom. So if I was paying for it, I could, be on both platforms at the same time, right? But because I'm on the free subscription, you can't do that. You can only do it when you're paying for it.
Okay.
So that's why I have 2 devices and I'm looking like this because it's not just one.
Gotcha.
So, but I have to make the best of it. My shirt yesterday, I didn't come live yesterday because I was actually working, and my shirt yesterday. I don't know if you saw my video, my TikTok video, or my Gram video where my shirt said, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper." And whenever I wear my shirts out when I'm doing my deliveries or pickups, I get so many compliments on my shirts. Somebody always stop me. They be like, "Oh, I love your shirts. Hey, Candy girl." Um, I don't know why sometimes your name pop up and I can send you an invite, and sometimes it don't. And I didn't have time to because I was pressed for time today, so I didn't have time to send you a text like I do sometimes. But Candy, go over to my YT page and leave a comment because I'm on both pages today. I'm on both platforms. Oh yeah, and you have your I think you have your account set as "Hey sis," "Hey Riri." Um, did you I know you were here before, Riri, but did you hear any of the stuff that I was talking about with the hair, the chemicals that they put in this natural and synthetic hair? And Riri, if you can go to my YT, go to my bio, if you could follow me on my YT page, that'll be great. I appreciate it. Candace, I think your TikTok is set up as private. Well, I just named all the different chemicals that's in the hair that we buy, whether it be braiding hair or wigs or weave hair. I just um, hey girl, can you hear me, Riri? Yeah, I think it is set to private because I thought I tried to follow you and I couldn't because you got it set to private. Riri, are you working? I did let you up. What happened to you? Are you working and you just listening? Yeah, so Candy, go to my YT page and just leave a comment. Yeah, so I went, like I said, I went natural in 2009 after seeing Chris Rock's movie. You know what? Let me just ask my assistant when that came out. When did Chris Rock, I didn't want that one. When did Chris Rock Good Hair documentary come out? 2009. So that's when I went natural. Yep. After seeing his documentary, I went natural. 2009. Yep. Sure did. Sure did, sure did, sure did. And I have not turned. You are? Well, I'm glad you were here today. Are you on your lunch break? If you on your lunch break, no, I'm off. You want me to go back through what I said so you can hear it? Just let me know and I'll do it. Because you mean that much to me. You do. You do. Okay. All right, I'm letting you up. Hey, girl.
Hey, sister, how are you?
I am blessed and highly favored. How about you?
Same as well. Sis, we got to get together because I love everything about you, and it's been years, since we worked at the power company.
I know. But then you move out of Georgia.
I did, but I'm back. I was in New
Hey,
York.
did I tell you I'm back too?
That's why I said we have got to get together because it's a lot that people need to know and we need to bring to their attention.
Yes, yes. I'm in Marietta right now. Where are you?
I'm in Rex, Georgia.
Rex. So you're not far.
No, I'm not far at all, but I work in Marietta.
Okay.
I
I'm
work at
still looking.
Wellstar Windy Hill.
Okay.
Hmm.
So I know you was going to school. I didn't go to school for anything medical, and sometimes when I try to apply at hospitals and stuff like that, they want you to, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Right. Well, and that's true. I went in on a ground level position, but I'm in nursing school now.
Well, congratulations. I'm so proud of you.
But you know what, Alicia, that's why I say we got to get together and we got to have us a one-on-one
Okay.
because the reason I say that is because where I sit now, it's a lot of things I see that I can't say,
You sure
but
can.
people need to be made aware of what's going on in these hospitals.
Yep.
I swear to you, anybody on this panel that's listening, make sure your folks okay when they in any hospital. Any.
Wait a minute. So on my other platform, she's saying that there's no sound. Please tell me that that's not true. Say it ain't so.
Well, can you hear me? You can hear me, can't you?
No, not. I'm on my other YT. I'm on my YT page. I'm on both platforms today, and she's saying that she's Shay Shay. Can you hear me over there?
I'm about to check. Hold on.
Well, it's not all is not lost because I can just do the clips from here and put it over there. But I had it going together so that I didn't have to do that. But she's saying that she can't hear me. She's saying she can't hear me. But what you're saying is true. My grandmother worked in a hospital along with my stepfather, my aunt, my uncle. But my grandmother worked there like 34 years. And I remember having my daughter and my grandmother panicking. And at the time, okay, so they're saying there's no sound.
I can hear you.
No,
Yeah, it's no
there's
sound over
sound.
there.
There's sound here, but there's no sound over there. So what I'm gonna do, I'll troubleshoot that later because I don't know why there's no sound. So I'm gonna end it. Wait a minute, Riri. I'm gonna end it over here on the YT page, and then what I'll do is
I'm sorry I didn't catch that, Alicia. I was thinking maybe it wasn't playing in it well, because I was listening to you on TikTok at the same time. So I was
oh, that's fine. I'm just glad somebody caught it because what I can do is I could take it off of the main stream and then just do clips from this one and put it over there.
gotcha.
But my grandmother was panicking about me having a child at the hospital because all the things that she saw happening at the hospital that she couldn't tell me. She was in housekeeping. So sometimes, just like we look down on janitors and certain low, what we call, now when I say we, I don't mean us on the platform. When I say we, I mean people. They consider them low on a totem pole. They're not important. And a lot of times people in housekeeping and those type of positions are invisible to doctors and high level positions, right? So my grandmother was stationed in the emergency room a lot. She was on the harder floors and she saw a lot of stuff. So although you can't talk about a Riri, I can, right?
Exactly.
She saw where a person went in. The reason why she was freaking out a little bit, she saw where people might have went in to have a baby or have a minor procedure, and they left unalived. And what she also saw was somebody made a mistake, and the hospital covered it up. So when the families would go after, sometimes there was no proof because information was discarded. They got rid of information to avoid a lawsuit. That's what they did. And she saw stuff like that over and over again. Cheryl, you saying you can't hear me?
Oh, I should have did what Candace said. I mean to say on YouTube. No sound on YouTube.
Yeah, I stopped it. So
So let me ask you a question.
okay.
And anybody on the panel that wants to chime in, if you see something that is, to me, is morally unacceptable that's happened in a hospital, there's HIPAA violations. We can't do that. I took an oath with that. But how can me as a person, as a woman, I'm telling you, it chokes me up to even talk about it. see something wrong and not say nothing.
Well, Riri, knowing who you are, knowing how you were raised, because you a grandmama, right? Your grandma was big part of your life, right?
Yes, indeed.
See, I remember the conversations we had. I'm not going to tell you something that I wouldn't do.
Exactly. That's what I want to say.
I couldn't do it. I could not. I've left companies. Now, when I was at Georgia Power and when I moved to Georgia, I was a single parent. I left companies that was not ethical and that were not doing things the right way. I left decent paying jobs with a child, not knowing how I was going to take care of her because what they were doing wasn't right and I couldn't be a part of it. And what God always showed me, when you do the right thing, he will always take care of you.
Let me tell you, God is he's taking care of me anyway. That's why I was talking. I don't have to it's going. First of all, I have a manager that's off the chain. She comes to me from all angles, but it's been the Lord that has kept me. But when I tell you the things that I've saw, I have a book that I've been jotting things down. And Alicia, that's why I said I love your conversations because you're direct. I said, well, first of all, I want to go live on news because either way it goes, I'm gonna get fired if I go live. So I already know it. You have more skills than just being in the hospital. I drove buses for 21 years.
So here's another question for you.
And I'm sorry, we're all off the subject, but I wanted to, when I saw you, I said, let me go on. I value your opinion as my sister.
And I appreciate that. And I love you as my sister.
I love you as well.
So the question I would ask you is, now, are you still in nursing school or are you about finished or what?
Yes, I am. I'm only about 7 months in.
Okay. So here's some information that I believe you need to know.
And they're paying for it.
You can be a nurse. You can be a
I
nurse.
don't even want to anymore. I don't.
Well, I was going to say, but at some point, pivot from that because AI may be taking over your role in about 7 years.
They're already taking over my role because what I do is I monitor people's hearts and, to make sure they breathing on the breathing machines and things like that.
Okay.
Like I said, I got, it was good. And the person, matter of fact, I just got an email from my manager that he resigned. So do you think he didn't see things too? Did you guys see on the news where Wellstar fired 800 people?
I didn't see that. When did this happen?
In the last 2 weeks, go on and look. Wellstar fired 800 people. And the only reason I think I made the cut is because I'm clinical. I'm bedside. I do, I help make sure the people stay alive.
What you could also do is you could leak the story. You could be that silent mouthpiece.
I'm gonna tell you, it's young ladies that have done that, and they have children and got fired. I've seen it, and I don't even know how to go about it, but it worries me. It bothers me. It bothers me. I'm telling you, I just can't. I can't say what went on, but events that's happened in the last few days have just really I took off. I didn't, it's not my off day. I called off because I don't want to be around people that don't, value people's life. They, if something's happening, if someone is going or transitioning, they have no heart. It's like you talk to people crazy there. I can't take that because I'm gonna tell you, I've came a long way. God has really used me because any other time, they'd have got some stuff that didn't belong to them, I promise you.
Yeah, I know. You would have cut them out real good.
What? I ain't even mean to curse no more. I got too old. I'll be 60 next year. I can't even fight no more.
Really?
Yes, I will be 60 next year. And I'm sorry, I got off the main event because we was talking about natural, and I'm natural. Girl, my hair's so nappy, it's pathetic, but I wear weave.
I didn't realize you were older than me.
Yes, I'm way older.
Not way older. I'm 57.
Well, I'm older. I'll be, and who is it? What's her name? Is that Sherry?
Cheryl?
Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. I'm Edna.
Hey, Etna, how are you?
I'm good. You guys got to come and join me on my birthday cruise next year.
Oh. Are you in Georgia as well?
I am. I'm in Rex, Georgia.
Gotcha. I am in Mississippi, but I do travel.
Well, that's okay. We can get you here.
But to be honest with you, if I was on the job and I saw a lot of stuff that I know was unethical and it was not moral and it wasn't right and people were being harmed, I couldn't work for people like that. But I wouldn't just leave and still allow it to happen. I'm sorry. I would be the
Leave and
I would be
allow
the
it to
biggest
happen.
I would be the biggest whistleblower. I would. That's just me.
Etna,
Well, you know what? I think the young girl is going to be the whistleblower, and I'm going to be the piggyback.
Yeah.
can I ask you a question, Etna? Have you
Yes.
had a Alicia, are you okay? Are you okay if I ask her a question?
Oh no, go ahead.
Yeah. Have you had a conversation with any of the higher ups or anybody within the next order of the chain of command, just to bring attention to what you've seen?
Two people in the upper management, and I have been told do not question the nurses and do not question the doctors.
That's what I was gonna say. The hospital is a different beast. It's a different beast. It's a different beast.
I just like, I'm the type, at least for my own conscience and for my own integrity, I like just to, as you said earlier, you see something, say something, and especially before I take whatever the other next step is, at least someone will say, hey, she's had that conversation, or she's aware, or she brought something, or before it went to this level, it did come to us, or nobody will at least play, even if they do play crazy, at least part of them knows that,
Everybody act like they're scared of the nurses. I mean, the nurses this, the nurses that. Excuse my French, but they glorified booty wipers. They don't even do that. The techs do everything. They don't do that.
Yeah.
The techs do everything. I sit and I watch people hard. I have y'all just don't know what I've seen. You don't know. I've called them to go check on people, and they didn't go in time, and the people were dead.
Yep.
Telling you.
I believe you. Coming from a family that worked at hospitals, I believe you. And the thing is, a hospital is not like corporate where you go to HR and you can report stuff. Now, it depends on if the HR person is ethical.
I've been to HR. They wouldn't even respond back to me.
Yeah.
And another gentleman that worked with me, he said they blocked his email.
Keep a paper trail.
Always.
Keep a paper trail, because if that's a place you want to work and if they retaliate against you, then you do have recourse, right?
I don't even want to be there. I'm just waiting to find something else. I might have to go back to driving. But I like helping people. I like talking to people. I like seeing my patients or whatever else, especially the older ones. I have I guess that you would say I love the older people, because sometimes they just be wanting people to talk to. And a lot of the older people, they might have dementia, and they go back to their younger days, but they just want people to talk to. They don't be meaning no harm. They and I'm telling you, the way some of these people will treat them, oh my God. And that's why I say it's going to be a whistleblower. Oh my God. I got dates. I got a book. And I said, and I when my mother was in the hospital, I stayed there around the clock. I said, nope, I've already seen it. My mother had a stroke. I was out of the country and she had a stroke. And I said, I don't care. I said, somebody got to be with her. And we took turns staying all night. I would sleep on the cold couch, because I wanted to make sure my mother was not done like that. I seen how those people do, the older people. I seen it.
Well, the two things my grandmother said never do. She says never put your family in nursing homes, because she also worked part-time at a nursing home. And she said, be very careful when you go to hospitals. And so those are the two things, because those were the two places she actually worked: hospital, nursing home.
Nursing home.
Um, so
She told the truth. If she's in heaven or if she's alive, rest her soul, because she told the truth.
and she saw far more,
Oh, I'm sure she saw way more than I saw. 'Cause
because
I
she
don't
was
care
there
that.
34 years.
Alicia, my mom was in the hospital from April 9th of this year to May 1st. No, yeah, April 9th to May 1st. Thankfully, because of how large our family is and our support system, there was someone in her room literally 24 hours, 7 days a week. When I tell you there was more staff in the hospital than there were patients. If there were, including from the just cleaning staff to cafeteria workers to student workers, you name it, regular nurses, RNs, LPNs, whoever, doctors, whoever. If there were 15 of those, there were probably 5 patients. I kid you not. It was alarming for our family to see what we saw. And my family is known in our little town, but we cared less. When I say we had to advocate for our mom, but literally at the point where it was unbelievable. Like the fact of them telling us our mom, like we would come there, it'll be 3-4 o'clock in the evening, and our mom would still have on what she had the day before. And they would say,
Yep.
well, we asked if she wanted a bath, and she said she didn't. And the person who was here, and we were like, you don't ask, like you ask someone if they want a bath, really? And you see she has like rashes, or you see whatever she has, whether it's from, and it was from her medication or whatever, or reactions to different things that she was taking because whatever she was going through at the time. But yet and still, I mean, the lack thereof. And then they were like, well, don't move her because she's a fall risk patient and da 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 da. And I was like, well, you all told us not to move her, but she wants to take a bath. Well, because she wants to take a bath. Oh no, she wanted to use the restroom, and I was like, because she wants to use the restroom, yes, she has on a diaper. She does not want to use the diaper. She wants to use She didn't want to use the little stool they had. She wanted to use the actual toilet. So I, was like, hey, just want to get requests to help us transport her. Do you know they were like, okay, we'll be there in a minute. There were like 5 or 6 nurses sitting at that nursing pod. Not one
Talking on the
person
phone.
moved. On the phone, texting, and not one move. And so my niece stood up. She was like, they're just in there texting. So we hit the button again, and I'm like, hey, I know it's been about 30 minutes, but we're just trying to see what's going on. Oh, we'll be there. And I promise, I was like, hold on, we need to contact someone who's on duty. And I had to tell my siblings, I'm like, I don't know if y'all are trying to keep a good night. I'm not worried about somebody having a good night, but somebody needs, I hate to say, like somebody needs to lose their job. But if this is what's really going on, we can shut all this down. Why are these people seriously, we're here doing the work. And so we kept the doors open. I was like, if mom is hollering, if she's like, whatever's going on, if she let it happen because they need to hear what's going on in this room. She walked in and she saw us like doing the work, and she was like, "Oh," and then my niece was like, "That's the same bedding that was here the day before," and I'm like, "Hold on." It's so much I can say, but here in 2026, for me to see what I've seen from April 9th to May 1st, yeah, I promise. I pray, myself or no one else, even if I get pregnant within the next couple months or so, I would not, if anyone has any support system, I would not advise anybody to be in a hospital by themselves, depending on a nurse, on any staff. I don't care how nice or how whatever they are. Cause baby, when the lights are off and the night, whatever, the day or night, it doesn't matter. For me to see what I saw,
So you know what I'm saying is true, Cheryl.
yes, ma'am.
I'm telling you, I've seen them leave.
Candy said, "Don't they get a bath every day?" No, baby, no, baby, no, ma'am. She
And they
said
leave
they.
them
She said
laying
they
at peace
asked,
for a
and the
long
one and the
time.
lady said no. I'm like, what? No, ma'am.
They used to care. Nurses used to care
Nurses
about
ain't
what they did. But when I had Autumn, the nurses were very nice to me. But again, Autumn is 35. So 35 years ago, they didn't rely heavily on nurses, the CNAs. That nurses actually did their job. And people, if you don't care about what you do, it's going to come through in how you do it. Some people are just have those positions because they want to, it's a job. They want the money, but they don't want to deal with the responsibility. And anybody that show up at their job and they're talking on their phones when they're supposed to be helping people, that lets you know right there that they don't really care about what they're doing.
Talking, texting, all that.
Yeah. Because we're old school. We were never trained that way. Now, granted, we didn't have phones, but we old enough to where we were trained differently.
Right.
That's a no-no on so many levels. Nobody have to tell you not to be on your phone for you to know that it's not right. You're there to do a job. You're not there to talk on the phone. Hey, Todd, you're welcome. Yeah, you're not there to talk on your phone. You're there to do a job. So that's what I would do. That's what I would do. I wouldn't stay there. I would tell everybody I could.
That's why I say it's getting to be too much now because I can't sit by and keep watching what's going on. They will send the patients the food. The food will sit there and get cold. The patients don't get to eat. They can't reach it.
Now, if you reach out to the news, right? I listen to a lot of books. I listen to a lot of books. So, and then plus I love Jessica Fletcher, Murder She Wrote. And Law and Order, okay, because I learned a lot
Oh
from
yeah,
my
I
Law and
Law and
Order.
Order too.
I got a degree in Law and Order, but you have to contact a news source, right? That's going to get the story out there, but also they're going to need proof. They're going to need hard evidence because there's so many cases against hospitals that a story with a hospital, it would have to be something really salacious and really, it would have to really warrant their attention because they're so used to hospitals doing stuff, So what I would also do is I would join forces, not just with that one person but join forces with anybody that feel like you do and willing to come together and take them down.
The only thing about it is the people that are willing to, that talks about it. A lot of people will talk about it, but they won't be about it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've seen it a lot. I mean, I've seen it a whole lot. And I mean, I see you guys just won't even understand. And to me, when I'm off, it just bothers me that this is what's going on. And the thing is, I need my job. I do. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't be there if I didn't need it. And it pays pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? But if you see people that's not getting fair treatment, that's not right.
You can start feeding the news source. You know what you could do?
What's that? I'm sorry, it's my sister talking. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go online Okay, find the media source you want to use, right? Go online and just reach out to the person you want to send the information to. Because a lot of times they have email, and tell them what you've seen, what you know, and ask them what do they need in order to cover the story.
We used to have some good ones here in Atlanta, but I think they all gone.
But it's got to be somebody still left that's willing.
It is. It's some people that'll do some coverage. All right, it's some people that'll do some coverage, but and I am so sorry to take you off your original topic, but it was just bothering me, and I said you're gonna be my strong arm with this.
Got a text message.
I said you are my strong. When I opened up my TikTok and I saw your face, I said, oh yeah, she's the one.
I'm trying to think, do I even know anybody? You know, because I've been gone for 9 years, and I just came back in January, and it's so different. It is so different.
Let me ask
Everything.
you, do you remember Michael
Which Michael?
that used to be security at Georgia Power? He used to sit up at the front desk.
Not the older man. You talking about?
He was a young guy that used to be security. He's a judge now here. Me and him talk a lot.
Really?
Yes, I know you got to know him because we all worked down there together.
Well,
When he was
I would know him. His name sounds familiar, but I'm trying to put the face together. And
big dude, big. He lives around the corner from me.
well, have you reached out and asked him how you should handle it?
Yes, and he told me to same thing, like you say, gather all your information first.
Does
And
he
I
know
I
any?
got
Does he know? Does he have any contacts with any news outlet?
I would not want to bring him in because
No,
first of
no,
all,
no. Not bringing him in, but does he know anybody? Does he have a name of somebody that you can reach out to?
no, and let me tell you, it was another young lady that used to work with us as well, and I contacted her and because she's a reporter, and I asked her about it, and she shut me down. She didn't want to do it.
Really?
Yeah. But everybody that I've asked, I haven't put any of the patient's business out because it is a HIPAA law, and I would never do that. But I just firmly
You've got a
believe
text message.
that it's got to be something different going on in healthcare. Now, what I will share with everyone that's listening is back in May of 2021, I had COVID. I was in the hospital from May until September, and I was in Grady. When I tell you, I guess maybe because they had to do it, but I got the best care it was in Grady. I did. I got the best care. I was dying. I went from COVID to bacterial pneumonia. I had a lot of things going on with me.
Well, praise God you here.
And that's what I say. It's nothing but God, because I had family members. Family members. I had friends. A lot of my New York friends died. It's like that's how I came home, because it started attacking New York first. I came home and I got a job with MARTA. I wasn't even at MARTA that long because I got sick. But my thing is this, and I'll say this and let you get back on your conversation about hair, because my hair nappy under here too. But my thing is, I want for us as Black people, we got to, and I shouldn't say that, but us as people, to realize that our elderly people and people that are not well, they mean a lot to us. My heart hurts because of what I've seen in the last few days. I'm telling y'all, my heart hurts. And I feel like if I don't do nothing, it's an injustice to the family. The family doesn't even know what I know, but I feel like it's an injustice to them people's family.
Now, when that reporter said she didn't want to take the story, I would have said, well, do you have anybody that I can reach out to that's willing to help me?
She told me, she said, well, Channel 2 has a tip line called the tip line. She did tell me that.
Did you reach out to the tip line?
No, because I want to weigh my options. And actually, I spoke to another person that has been with the company for 24 years before they just recently changed over. She was with Atlanta Medical, and I know it's getting close to her retirement, and I don't want to jeopardize her retirement. But she said she was going to think about it. She did tell me that.
Yeah, because she can do it after her retirement. Well, I don't know how long it's
Hey,
going to be,
beautiful. You've got a text message.
but anytime you want to reach out to me, our names got the phone number, so you can always call me.
Yeah. And the whole thing is too, and it's not just that, it was a couple of things that I wanted to reach out to you about, and I'm gonna make this short so that we can get on with it. Also, on the side, I drive for Userve, and they're a transportation company that transport Medicaid people. So I said, why can't we, as women, get on here and get our own businesses together?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I say that too is, and I want you to look into it, and then you can get back to me. Matter of fact, so I'm gonna inbox you my number. I don't know if you guys know, and Miss Cheryl, but do you all know that 78% of the people that go to dialysis is Black people?
I can believe it.
I can believe that too.
And then I think they said 3% is Mexican, and the rest is Caucasian people. And they treat us any kind of way. I pick these people up. These people are tired. When they have dialysis, I don't know if you guys have ever seen dialysis. They're tired. They're stressed. And so they have to wait sometime hours for these transportation services. Why can't we collectively come together as Black women and get a transportation service together that's going to pick those people up immediately?
I think it could be done. I used to be a caseworker in Georgia after, years after Georgia Power, but my people were age blind and disabled. So I dealt with the old people, the disabled people, and the blind people. And a lot of times it's just a matter of getting the contract through Medicaid or whatever company. But
Well,
it can be
to
done.
me, it's not about getting the contract. It's about getting people on board that's going to take care of our people that is suffering, that has I pick up people that has to go to chemotherapy, radiation. On my days off, I do, it's called Userve. I use transportation system, and I drive my truck to pick them up so that they're comfortable. And sometimes those people can barely get in the car, and the reason I use my truck is so that I can put their, like maybe like their walker or their wheelchair in the back.
Well, the reason why I say a contract is because Medicaid is paying for those people's bills.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not, if you can get people to pay you directly, that'll be great. But a lot of times people are that use those services are on fixed incomes. So Medicaid and Medicare pays for those services. So that's why I said you got to get a contract. Those companies have a contract with Medicaid, Medicare, and that's how they get paid. So that's why I mentioned that.
Well, I used to work for one of those companies, so I know exactly how it works. I worked for Verida. And so the thing is, I don't want it to have to come through any one of those companies because they're going to ration you out money the way they want to. They take a top percentage of your money. I want it to be where we as women or whoever go in front of Congress or the government and say, hey, look at these people. These are our people. I'm telling you, most of them are Black. I see very few people, very few Caucasian people coming out of dialysis. Very few. And I've been doing this now for 5 years, even before. I've been doing this for a while, and I see very few Caucasian people come out of dialysis. It's mostly Black people, and they don't care that the transportation services like Verida. You can look Verida up. I used to work for them. I worked for them for a long time, part time, dispatch, and they see people coming out. They have so many people that they're picking up. I don't want them to be picking up people that's going to the grocery stores or going to the shopping mall. I want us to specifically pick up people that's going to dialysis, chemotherapy, and radiation. That's it.
Well, I know that's a good idea because those transportation services sometimes the people that do the drive and don't even have patience for the people they're picking up. So that part I do know and I do understand
Right.
because like I said, that was my population. The thing is hey Miss CJ, thank you. With 47 cutting Medicaid and all the stuff he's getting rid of, or all the stuff he's interfering with, if you can get a grant, to pay it, that'll be great. But somebody has to pay you. Somebody has to pay your bill so that you can provide the service. And with them cutting so many things, the way that it works, they go with the lowest bidder most of the time. They
Well,
go
and
with the
I've
lowest
thought
bidder.
about all of that. I've thought about all of that. But the thing, and you're right. But my thing is this: I see. I know how it works. You have to have wheelchair vehicles to transport people. Some people, even with dialysis, you have to have stretcher vans or box trucks that to put them in. But the thing is, if I think enough Black people don't know about what's going on when it comes to dialysis and all that those things. They're not made aware that it's a lot of us that are on dialysis. I mean, and half of the time I've seen the dialysis center too. They don't care about what they do. They bring us in. I have patients that tell me that they treat them any kind of way when I pick them up.
I
They can
believe
tell
you.
you.
Yeah. So when I was a caseworker, I had 1,400 people in my caseload. And when I talked to my elderly people or my disabled people, I didn't really talk to a lot of my blind people.
Mhm.
And if they told me somebody mistreated them, I would get on the phone and I would get them straight. But the world that we're living in right now, how many people really care?
That's true.
So it's a good business plan, good business model. I hear what you're saying. I think it's needed. But one thing I've learned from dealing with Medicaid and food stamps, the government do not see that population as important. They
Honey,
don't
it's
see
not the
those
government, it's the
people.
people working in government.
I know, but the government is who's paying those people's bills. So when you start a business, unless you have your own money to buy your own trucks and to get your business started and have customers, most of the time the government is who is paying for those people to be transported. Most of the time, those people cannot pay that bill on its own.
That's true.
So Medicaid, like I said, Medicaid and Medicare is paying the bill. They do not value those people as important. They don't. They don't care about that population. And you know how I know they don't care? Because the caseworkers that's taking care of those people, the people that are taking care of those people get paid next to nothing. That's why there's a revolving door. No one stays. People get lost in the shuffle. They get they're missing in the cracks because they don't pay them people well enough for people to stay. And the people that are there, they don't pay them enough for them to care. So I hear what you're saying. I think it's a good idea. If you can get grants and if you can align yourself with companies or somebody willing to pay you. Thank you, Lori. Thank you. I appreciate you. Then I think it can work. But being that I know on the backside of Medicaid and Medicare and all of that, I know who's paying those bills because those people can't afford to pay it. That's my only thing.
Well, I've already checked into, well, I've actually started grant writing. So I do know, and I went through SBA.org, smallbusinessassociation.org. So I do know that. So I don't have the money. If I did have the money to buy at least 2 vans, I would. Because like I said, one of the guys that I used to pick up, he was sick one day and I didn't even know it. And next thing I know, he ended up in the hospital, and now he has to go to dialysis on a stretcher. So that's what I'm saying. Things like that, they didn't take care of him properly, and he told me that.
I got another idea. Let's talk about it though,
Let's
because
talk
you know
about
what I'm thinking. The model of Uber.
it. Yes.
Once you have the vehicles, you have the model of Uber.
Yeah. Do you remember Lori that used to work with us?
There was so many lorries.
Hey, beautiful.
Well, her
You've
husband
got a
do
text
Uber
message.
trucks. They bought a truck, and he does Uber trucks. So yeah, you're right.
So let's talk about it. Like I said, you have access to me, I have access
Yeah.
to you, and let's brainstorm because you don't want too many people hearing the idea
Hmm.
and running with it.
Right. Because some
You
people,
know,
you're absolutely right. But in other words, let's go ahead with what you was talking about. Let's talk about my nappy hair.
listen, your hair is not nappy because you know why? That's the hair God gave you. And who told us our hair was nappy? Somebody told us our hair was nappy. Them same people who say our hair is nappy, why they trying to wear our hairstyles? They said our lips was big. They said our butts was big, and they trying to get every single
They
thing that they
definitely trying to
talked
get our
about.
big butts, honey.
And you know you got the biggest of the butts.
You already know, honey. This girl ain't going nowhere. I done lost 70 pounds, and she's still back there.
She ain't going nowhere. She is there to stay. She said she, just like my gray hair, was fighting. My gray hair was putting up a fight. I
You don't
almost
look
had to
pretty.
call
You
in
look beautiful.
reinforcements because I didn't know if I was going to win. But I got it together. I said, you got to go, gray hair. And I won. I won that. But the same thing that they talk against is the same thing that they want.
That's
They
what
want everything we have, and they hate that we got it.
that's
Because who else is gonna, first of all, when I see people, I don't see the negativity. I don't see the negative side. I try to find something good to say about somebody. Okay? You got to be awful for me to even have something to say. Now, I know you don't have to, it don't have to be that serious for you because you laugh about everything, Edna May.
I'm always hyped.
So,
Yes.
but the point I'm making is when I see people hair, I don't see nappy. They told us our hair was nappy. They told us our hair wasn't good. They told us our hair wasn't worthy. That's what they told us. But that ain't what God said. God said he made us beautiful. We are unique individuals, okay? We are loved. We are special. Our hair is beautiful. Now, we may need to do different things with it to make it, to get it to how we want it to be, but ain't nothing wrong with our hair. Ain't nothing wrong with our hair. I only use black owned products on my hair,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very careful about what I put on my skin. I only use raw shea butter. I either go to the beauty supply store or I'll go get it off of online Amazon. I get it and I mix it up real well like a butter, and I add my own mango scent or essential oil, whatever, and that's what I put on my skin. I don't put all that stuff on my skin, and I definitely don't use regular products on my hair. Mm-mm. I only use black owned products on my hair. Yeah. So,
Well, yeah, I did hear them. I don't use perms anymore because I heard them start talking about perms were, causing cancer. So I've been natural ever since. It's been about 4 or 5 years.
I'm telling you, since Chris Rock 2009, good hair, I went natural after that. Cause he was telling me stuff that I never heard. And then when I saw how they look at our hair, how dare you look at my hair like that and I'm spending money to buy your hair? Remember that part in Good Hair when he was trying to sell our hair and they Asians was like, no, 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 no good, no good. Remember that part?
I was just gonna collaborate on that because I'm telling you, them Asians, they be the main one talking about us, and and nobody buys from them. I'm telling you, the white people
So
don't go in their shop.
we have black owned nail shops. We got
Mm-hmm.
black owned nail shops. We got black owned beauty supply stores. That's who I've been supporting. I'm supporting my own because everybody else supporting their own. So why am I not supporting my own? Now, providing that your prices are not 5 times as much as the regular price, I can support you. But I can't support you if I can't afford you.
Exactly.
Now, I
And
don't mind
you
paying
know,
a
we as
little
a
extra.
people, we
I
as a
don't mind paying a
people,
little extra, but I can't pay 5 times the amount. I can't do it.
we as a people will definitely overcharge.
So, and the thing is, I do believe in supporting my own. Oh, you don't want me wearing your clothes? No problem. I don't buy your clothes. I got the black owned purses. I'm telling you, I support my own. I don't care if I can't afford nothing but a belt. I'ma support my own.
That part.
You ain't gotta worry about me. Who was that who said they didn't want us wearing their clothes? Tommy Hilfiger? Was that
Tommy Hill,
Tommy
I don't buy
Hilfiger?
nothing Tommy
It's
Hilfiger.
Tommy
After I heard that you couldn't give it to me, I ain't wearing it. I don't want to wear nothing that nobody want me to wear. You don't want me wearing your clothes? Mm-mm. You don't ever have to worry about me spending my money.
Well, his monkey behind them played out anyway.
Mm-mm. But he ain't the only one. He ain't the only one that feel that way. He is not the only one that feel that way. He ain't the only one. And then they don't. And then you know how
Think
else
about
they
the other
know
one that was killed on the boat. What is his name? I can't remember him.
who was unalived on the boat?
I'm
Riri, you
sorry.
trying to get me a violation? You know TikTok has already got
Sorry.
me violation
That was
with
unalived on the boat. I'm sorry.
violation after violation. It's like they be listening. They say, "Let me see what she gonna say wrong. Let me see what's gonna go wrong," because I got
can
a violation
understand.
waiting
I
for.
do. And when you're
Um,
doing good work, they gonna definitely try to get you any way they can.
Well, here's the thing. People don't know how hard it is to go live. Like if I was up here talking about who cheated and who was fighting and who was all this craziness, I would have a whole bunch of people on here engaging in my chat. But when you try to tell people stuff that they need to know, you don't see nobody. It's like crickets. And they're coming through, but they ain't staying because they looking for the rooms that's talking about the nonsense and the foolishness. They don't want to hear how eating this can help save their lives. They want to know how putting this on your skin can keep you from being irritated and having rashes. They don't want to know how not putting chemicals in your hair will keep your scalp from burning out. They don't want to know about stuff like that.
But I'm gonna tell you something else they don't want to know about. They don't want to know about 80-year-old women getting sexual transmitted diseases in nursing homes.
Oh no, they don't want to hear about that. That's not salacious enough for them. Oh no, they might want to hear that. They just might want to hear about that. Cause see, that's salacious enough. You see, that'll perk up their ear, that'll get their ears. What you said, what? Somebody having sex? Who doing it? Yeah, they might want to
80
hear
years
that.
old.
But they're not hearing it for the right reason. They're not hearing the violation part of it. See what I'm saying? So it's not easy going live on any platform because you are up against all the other people who might be talking about something crazy and you're not, but I keep going. I keep going because I need y'all to send me gifts and stuff because those gifts y'all send me, that's money. And I got bills to pay. I sure do. I got So I need y'all to consider that when y'all giving me stuff. I need it. My dog food costs $60 for 12 cans because she got kidney issues. Yeah, I got bills. And I ain't got no employment coming in but this and my door dashing. I couldn't get my husband to get on the pole. He wouldn't do it. He's just selfish. He's just selfish. He's selfish. Now
Child, if you got a husband,
he know I would get
you
on.
shouldn't have to do nothing. I'm just gonna tell you the truth.
Well, he know I would do it if my back wasn't hurting and my knees wasn't hurting. He know if I didn't have these issues, because I lost a bunch of weight, but I gained it. I gained a bunch of weight because when I went vegan 15 years ago, I lost like 60 pounds. Girl, I was in a size
You ain't
8.
had no meat in you.
Well, I was a size 8
You
to
had to
10.
be.
I was a size 8 to 10. But when I went through perimenopause, when it got closer to the menopause, I gained weight. So right now I don't look like a vegan, but I am. I don't have no chicken and
Let me
beef.
tell you
I may look
something.
like it.
Y'all better check that perimenopause because my girlfriend, she was going through menopause. I guess it was menopause. And she kept telling me she had a cycle. I said, how you got a cycle at this age? Because she 59. Same age I am. She said she pregnant. I said, hi girl, how you pregnant?
Well, perimenopause comes before menopause, right? And that's how you get a lot of. I'm actually in
Well, she's
menopause.
supposed to be post menopause.
So I don't know how she's pregnant with no cycle.
She had a cycle.
So then she's not in menopause.
But how is you not in menopause if you that age?
It don't matter about your age. I'm just now in menopause. Just now. Hey Tyreek, I'm just now in menopause. So it's not about your
57 and just
age.
now in menopause?
Yeah, just now. Because I never had my tubes tied
I
and I
better
never had a hysterectomy. All of those things put your body in early menopause. Early. But I didn't have none of that stuff done. So that's how you get all these change of life babies. These women are a certain age and they thinking that they can't get pregnant, and they end up pregnant because they thinking they're in menopause. Menopause is no cycle for 12 whole months. 12 whole months.
Michelle, what's
Yes,
our
ma'am.
next topic?
What we got, Alicia?
Miss Alicia, what's our next topic? Menopause and all this. I brought you off the subject, so I want to make sure keep you on track of what you talking about. This is your show, baby.
Well, I'm all things health and wellness, so all of this is in line. Now, before we go, I'm gonna bring it back to the hair, and we can always come back another day and talk about it. I've been thinking about changing the time that I come on because you're in menopause. Okay, Tony, time. Before
You look like a dude.
talk to us about it because I think their menopause
Mandatory.
is the midlife crisis, what we call midlife crisis. But I think I'm coming on at the wrong time. I don't think 12 o'clock is a good time to come on because people are on lunch. They're at work. They may not be on lunch. I think I should come on a different time because I seem like I get more people the later I stay on, not the earlier I come on. So, but I actually had a live where I was talking about menopause. I've talked about menopause before, but I could talk about it again. I can come on tomorrow sometime and talk about it.
Let me
That's
ask you
my
this, Alicia. Now, and maybe I've asked you this question before. The link, or maybe is there a correlation of 88 ADHD symptoms and perimenopause? I've read some things on it, but did you experience? I know you shared some personal things with me regarding one of your family members and ADHD or being officially diagnosed, but what you know concerning that family member and you experiencing perimenopause, did you have any of those symptoms?
So when you're going through perimenopause and menopause, sometimes your memory is affected. Sometimes, so you're forgetful. Sometimes you feel like you're all over the place. I think before you reach perimenopause, you would already know if you're ADD and ADHD. I think those are two separate things because you're already going to have those symptoms. Those symptoms of you can't concentrate, you can't focus for long periods of time, or you're hyper with it. You're already going to know that way before you get to perimenopause and menopause. Now, I'm no doctor.
Right.
I haven't looked at research, but just from my experience, with my family members and the people I know, way ahead of time that you have ADD or ADHD before you even get perimenopause. So I think those are two different things.
Gotcha. I was reading some stuff on some ads. That's why I asked. I promise you, I've been reading some stuff, girl. But it's just this has been an interesting journey. It's been interesting, Alicia.
Hey,
It has.
Shonda.
But yeah, I'm gonna keep reading, girl.
Now, y'all did a good job with these tabs, but I need at least 15,000 before I get off.
15,000.
Shonda, I was talking about the different chemicals today that's inside the different chemicals that's inside the synthetic and the braiding hair and the weave and the wigs and how harmful it is. So that's what I talked about today. Thank you so much, Lori. I appreciate you. Now, can I give y'all some advice without y'all getting offended? Now, you see how Lori just gave me them beautiful roses? Did you know that TikTok they don't that now, why would they have these and they don't look at it the same way? But I'm told they don't look at the roses the same way they do as the populars. So if you ever notice how people give populars, the populars and the roses is the same value, but TikTok values the populars more than the roses. So if you want to bless me and you want to give me some poplars, if you go to the bottom, it's under exclusive. If you don't see poplars, it's gonna be under exclusive. That's where the poplars are. Why they do that, I don't know. But if you don't want to look, just send the roses. But I'm just saying, that's just a little bit piece of information. I appreciate everything anybody give me. I'm not being, I tried to tell somebody that in the chat before, and they said that I was being ungrateful. I said, I'm not being ungrateful. I'm just explaining to you how they categorize and how they look at the different gifts that you get. They told me I was being ungrateful. I should be happy for whatever somebody give me. And it's so easy. It's so easy for people to no, it's a popular let me see. Let me see if I can send a popular. I'm gonna try to send a popular to since Cheryl is up here with me. I'm gonna see if I can send a popular. Okay. I'm looking for it. It wasn't under the normal place that it normally would be. It's under exclusive, but somebody gave it to me earlier. Somebody gave it to me earlier. I think Miss I can see her face. Miss Cuz or Miss, it should be under her exclusive, but it's not under Cheryl's. So, and I can't send, she's the only one up here. So I can't send y'all, I can't send you guys a gift. Let me see. Yeah, I can't. Okay, Miss Cuz, what's it? Let me see. Can y'all scroll up or is that just me? Okay, Miss CJ, let me see. Okay, Miss CJ sent me a popular. Go on, can y'all scroll and see Miss CJ? She sent me a popular. She sent me 20. And although I think that's 20 cents, it's still looked at a little differently than a flower. I mean, a rose. Um, Now I went back to look at one my other YT videos I did, and it has sound. So I don't know why this one didn't, but I'm gonna clip it and put it in here. I don't know why that did that. I don't know why that did that. But anyway, I'm gonna get off of this because I have to get my car. I had some work done on it. Oh, you found it. Okay, you think. Did you see what Miss CJ's look like? It just says popular. I don't know if you can scroll up or down, Lori, but Miss CJ sent me a popular. She the last person that I show sent it. Linda, you still here? I didn't mean to ignore you. Hey, sis. I think Lyndall is gone. Anyway. Anyway, I want to thank everybody. I wish all my lives could be like this. I really do. But, you know, such is life, right? But I want to thank everybody who came to my live. Thank everybody who shared my live. I want to thank everybody who tapped the screen and liked it. I want to thank everybody who engaged in the chat, who gave me gifts. But before I leave, I hope the information that I provided today resonated with you guys. And I hope when you do get artificial hair for braiding or for weave or for wigs, wash it, and it may not get rid of all the toxins and all the chemicals, but it can help. It can help because we don't know all the chemicals that's in the hair. So wash it, get rid of, yes, apple cider vinegar. And even if you use a baby shampoo or a light shampoo, that's better than not doing anything at all. You know, don't take the hair out the pack and then just let somebody braid your hair. Wash that hair first, let it dry before you use it. So I wanted to bring it back to that before we end. I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate all your support. I thank you. I appreciate you. And I love each and every one of you. Whether I know you a little bit, poquito, or whether I know you a lot, grande. I love each and every one of you, and I appreciate your support. I really do think I should change my time. I did look at my analysis, and it said that my viewers are more active at 7 o'clock at night. That's what it told me, 7 o'clock at night. So I don't know. So until I solidify the time that I'm actually going to come on, I'll still show up between 12, 12:15, 12:30. But I do feel I need a different time to come on. But until I figure it out, I'll still come on. Cheryl, did you want to say anything before I let y'all go?
I'm just about to say, Lily, Great live, great conversation, very insightful. You always looking out for us with the great health tips with whether it's your recipes, but definitely this considering the hair and even the clothes, making sure we are looking out for our overall health and well-being. So thank you so much for looking out for us and providing these great tips and you're providing a platform for us to share and ask questions as well. So always great combo.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and get my car and I'm gonna go ahead and hey Shay, you coming on and we about to get off. I was talking about the hair, the chemicals that's in the hair, and I was talking about how the last time you did my braids, you washed the hair because to get it didn't, based on my research, it doesn't get rid of all the different chemicals, but it does help. That's way better than not washing it. Now, I don't know if you use shampoo or if you use apple cider vinegar, but I was just telling them how you washed my hair the last time you braided it, you did. Yeah, okay. So you did. So that's what we were talking about today. I outlined the different chemicals, what it does, the skin irritations. I talked about all of that. So now I have to go get my car because believe it or not, one of my church sisters blessed me and gave me the bulk of the money to get my car fixed. She did. She couldn't help with finding a place to live and a job and all of that, but she helped in the area that she could. And I am forever grateful. I am thankful. Anytime anybody does something for me, I don't take it lightly and I don't take it for granted, but that's what she did. So she gave me the bulk of the money. So now I can get my emissions done and I can get my tag, because that what was keeping me from getting my tag. And I can't even park where I live because they will tow your car if your tag ain't straight. So now when I leave my house, I'll be able to get in my car and then start my driving, not have to get in my car, get an Uber to go to my car, because that's what I've been having to do. Yeah. So she just blessed me and I'm grateful. So again, I thank everybody who showed up for my live. Thank everybody who shared it, liked it, all the engagement, the gifts. I appreciate everything and everybody. All right. You guys have an amazing day. I don't know if I'm coming on tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you. I'm coming on tomorrow only because, but I will be live on my YT page on Sunday, and I will make sure the volume I can hear, I will make sure I get that straight, because I was on both platforms today, but the YT page, for some reason, you guys couldn't hear me, so I'll figure that out. But and that's Sunday at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock Central, for anybody who I want to show some stuff that I can't show on here. So if you guys want to come, I appreciate it. 8 o'clock Sunday. It was something else. So I got to finish packing. I'm packing. And I got to take some stuff to storage. So I don't know if I'm coming on tomorrow. And if I did come on, I don't know if it's going to be for 2 hours, and I have to be on for 2 hours. But anyway, if I could just come out here and make my money here, I wouldn't have to do no door dashing or nothing like that. But, I have to do this for right now until I can get people that can come on and bless me and show up for me and, do these type of things. But anyway, you guys have an amazing rest of your day. And no, you didn't miss anything. Yeah, I can call you when I get off of here. Yeah, so I don't know the next time I'm gonna be on. We'll see. But again, I love each and every one of you. And you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Cheryl, Shay, I'm gonna put you down. And y'all have a good day. Thank you again for showing up and giving me my heart beats and the likes.